He actually does not go the Quaswex build like ever that I've seen. And I just was confirming that. I went through his profile. I went through his last 6 games. He went Exort every single game too. So I mean, we'll see how it works. He has a lot of global gank potential. I always like Exort when you have Nyx Assassin. I think you can set up a lot of kills. And I think that's why they went for Cancel's Mars. It's because it's that beefy, tanky kind of guy that isn't going to be so susceptible to the Nyx as well. But I think they're going to be really limited in making their moves. I think they're just completely cooldown reliant now. Putting this Mars mid, he has to have Arena in order to make good rotations, or he has to just have a really, really good start in the game.
We're seeing, and in terms of sort of these side lane setups, we saw last game, burjui, they really did start to struggle quite early on in the laning phase. Have they managed to set themselves up for a bit of an easier start this time?
Maybe a bit of an easier one, but I think that they can still get pretty rough. I feel like bottom lane is very strong. I love Bloodseeker versus Pango in the game and in the lane. You just sustain, and you can set up kills pretty easily because you're so speedy when the other lanes get low. I think this bottom lane should be a win for Smash, for Hellbear Smashers. I think top, the Wraith King and the Disruptor can apply some pressure. Not onto the Tide, but they can at least farm, and they can, you know, maybe if Gilger steps out of position, they can maybe set up for him. I feel like they should be able to get farm up there on Runic. Yeah, Gilgar, we'll get a courier at least, so that's gonna hurt.
And on sort of that top lane, if Runic is able to get farm and they are able to sort of hold this off and push it late, do you sort of see burjui having the much of an edge sort of in the later game, or is that not necessarily the case?
I think they covered their bases on the side of Hellbear Smashers. I think they picked themselves this really strong draft that transitions at all stages, and at some point, like let's say if we do get later on, they're gonna have the combo, right? Like the Ravage and the Cataclysm, it's gonna happen. So I have to always just give them a bit of an edge because of that, even into a Wraith King.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, you can never write that off. I mean, their team fight. I mean, burjui definitely have comparable team fight, as Moxie was saying, with the Mars and Disruptor in the mid game. They are going to have this good setup to go. Question is, you know, they're sort of more in on the control elements rather than just the straight raw damage that's going to come out from the burst of Hellbear Smashers when these team fights kick off.
It all depends on how the fights do start, right? Like, as if Hellbear Smashers are the ones that start really dictating the pace, which you can kind of imagine they will, because the Nyx Assassin is going to start hunting, they're going to start pressuring these lanes. You know, they're going to start losing heroes before the fight starts. If burjui, on the other hand, they're the ones who start the fight with a glimpse onto the Tide, with the static field. You know, they're going to start the fight number advantage. Runic, they actually skill Gush up top to look for the kill here.
I mean, he's taking a lot of damage here. Quick little glimpse. Gets Rasmus away from Runic, but yeah, definitely showing as strong as Wraith King is, got to be a little careful with the relatively low armor early on.
I mean, Tidehunter actually just owns him. Just being able to skill the Gush in this lane is really putting on that pressure. And Atufe, he's got no mana, and his courier had died, so he actually has to wait for this courier all the way to come back to bring him any type of extra regen to harass. So honestly, Wraith King's actually going to get like no farm up here now because of this, because that courier died, and they're just lacking. They're lacking regen. Can't actually hold themselves in place now.
Yeah, well, just that lone fairy fire. And of course, what level is he on the heal at the moment? Yeah, just level 1. I mean, that's not going to do much at all. So, yeah, very tough times for Runic whilst he waits for that extra deliveries to come through. Now we're seeing down bottom, Ace 14 for 3 against the 12 for 2. So Uka definitely finding quite a solid amount from this lane. But at the same time, of course, not quite being able to slow down Ace's farm. So Ace continues to go pretty uncontested. Mid lane, we're seeing Cancel have a bit of an edge here. I guess this is sort of expected, you know, as the Mars early on with the superior nukes, he's just going to be able to set up the wave a little easier.
Yeah, the base damage on Invoker. It's like now he's got the level 2 Exort. Once he gets level 3 Exort, it's going to be much easier for him. But I've seen Cancel, I think that's the second Forge Spirit I want to say that he got kills onto. So just have to be a little careful on Stormstormer for those. And this Exort Invoker, it does pose threats to the side lanes a bit too. So I think that's why they're being a little hesitant. Sunstrike can definitely catch a bunch of these heroes off the mark.
Yeah, this top lane for sure, right? As you said already,
yeah.
The aggression that we've seen Smash be able to come out with, the gush into Gilga just stunning. I mean, that alone is a lot of damage, and You throw a Sunstrike in on top of that. Wraith King and Disruptor have got to be very careful on this top lane how low they do end up sitting.
So much blood.
Yeah, I'm actually quite a big fan. Like, I should have expected, honestly, from someone like Rasmus. You know, Misery, he understands what he wants to do in these lanes. I've seen a lot of times they're just like, oh, Kraken Shout's so good versus both heroes. I'm getting harassed. But this Gush point, it's so valuable because you just have the mana as a tide anyway. And yeah, Wraith King, we've said it like ad nauseum at this point. 2 armor at the start. You're very vulnerable to that. We see also Gilger. He's already prepping for the later stages because, you know, they've done well in that top lane, but I think they know that they're not just going to smash it. He's starting to get some stacks started for that Tidehunter.
I'd imagine on his own, Rasmus isn't under too much pressure from these two. I mean, can these two look to try and go on Rasmus whilst Gilger's away?
If he steps up too far, perhaps, because they have good chase with the low cooldown on Wraith Fire Blastoise, and they do have a Glimpse skilled, so perhaps they could look to punish him. He does have a point save, though, so I mean, he could just skill Kraken, and then he's probably just fine.
Oh, that's true, actually, yeah. I mean, he's definitely holding it for that sort of exact situation if he feels that they are going to get aggressive on him. So with that in mind, yeah, definitely not too easy for burjui to do anything about it.
They're thinking about it, though. They're going to try.
Okay.
Let's see if he does skill the Kraken. He does immediately. I like that. That's so heads up. I love that. Like, just seeing him, we can just see that development happen. As mid, Killomancer. Level 2 Maledict.
I mean, Tofu's coming in with the punches. Killomancer.
One more hit and he's probably dead.
Yes, he is. I mean, Tofu will die for it, but he won't mind. Guess he gets the solo kill. At the same time, top lane, they get the job done. Rasmus and Gilger, they're able to kill off the Wraith King, and as we saw, obviously the Sunstrike was thrown in mid. There wasn't even a Sunstrike involved there. That was just the 2 heroes being able to kill Runic.
Maybe, I guess they had the Orb of Venom as soon as they went up there. 3 Anchor Smashes connecting from Rasmus. The Orb of Venom, they're just, it's a pretty threatening lane up top with this Tidehunter because of that Gush. I like it. She bought him.
They're going on Ace, but here we have the Carscan, the Maledict down onto Uka. Ace just standing his ground. He's still got 1 charges to rely on. So he's not too scared at all. And Uka, he's going to end up dying to this Maledict. Again, Tofu just, you can't underestimate this damage from that Maledict to this early stage.
Oh, and Killomancer too. He puts the ward down so he does see them. At least he'll be able to scurry away. Maybe they get the D ward now because of that. Actually, Gilger, he'll just TP toward top to help out. Make sure Rasmus keeps continuing to get this farm. And he's actually going to be able to get the Ruin as well too. So Cancel does not find that to fill up his bottle. Very nice moves from Gilger.
Unfortunate there from Cancel, spending that time away from the lane. And Storm storming out. Really starting to take over in that mid when it comes to farm. 30 and 12 against the 25 for 2. Cancel's going to fall behind a little bit in levels.
Yeah, and he's doing the standard build. He's going to be doing the Bots Midas build on that Invoker, as we've seen him do many times in the past.
We see again down bottom. Tofu just pretty much single-handedly bullying Uka away from the wave. As Uka falling low yet again, and how is he for regen? He's totally out of regen, Uka, so spend some time away.
Ooh.
Close. Very close there, but not quite.
Wait, he just walked up into the creep wave.
Wait, I thought he was out.
He just walked literally into melee range of the Tidehunter and got Anchor Smash. He was trying to keep the wave out of the tower range, but I mean, he just literally gives a free kill because of it.
I mean, Gilger dies in return, so
okay,
something.
Maybe worth it.
Yeah, well,
maybe.
Rasmus, he's going to be happy. He's got level 6.
He's got a full Falcon Blade on the Tidehunter. It's coming out on the Nyx Assassin. He picks it up. So, I mean, mana regen is going to be there. He's going to be tanky. He's going to be really strong to just threaten and pressure this tower. They kept the Catapult alive this whole time, too. Nice. And there it is.
Yeah, some very heavy pressure for sure.
Again, all 3 cores farming incredibly well. And, I mean, looking at the levels, too, the supports are just slightly ahead, too. And we're seeing the rotations start happening now. Cancel making the first move.
Yeah, they've got to find something big with this. Ace would be a pretty perfect kill. They've got this one for sure. Arena down. Exactly what they needed here with that first move from Cancel.
He has to immediately run back to mid, though. He actually can't stay. As the Sunstrike up top will be off the mark. Yeah, he has to go back mid to ensure that this tower gets defended. Already a 3k gold lead. Okay, tipping between 2 and 3k for Hellbear Smashers, just off the lanes. And there's Catapult is still alive top. They've kept it alive this entire time. They're even going to bring Ace up top to continue sieging this. The Catapult's going to survive.
I mean, Runic
this whole time.
Got to be careful as well. He's going to need some extra TPs coming in if they do want to try and keep him
holding
around
the skill point. He does have his reincarnate.
TPing out right in front of them. What? What? I mean, come on. He knew that they could see him, surely.
That was...
Why is it TPing? Oh, that was pretty wild. I mean, he's very dead. Very, very dead, Wraith King.
And Tofu just jukes the Rolling Thunder, and he'll survive as well. Things are starting to pick up pace here. And burjui starting to struggle already. Top tower is going to die to that first Catapult wave. They're going to be able to make moves around the map. Rasmus is actually taking the tough lane now, the bottom lane, so that the pressure won't hurt his team at all.
Oh, no, not the replay.
Oh, we're going to see it again.
Oh, no. I mean, he did get out. Oh, no, okay, this was the earlier bit where they attempted for the Sunstrike combo. But that time around, that was Smashers missing their spells. They missed the Impale, they missed the Sunstrike.
I mean, they're clearly enjoying themselves.
Having a bit of a laugh, yeah.
Smashers. And I mean, Stormstormer, he gets Fairy Trinket, best item you can get on the Invoker, and he's got level 8. So he's got the double Fort Spirits are online. So these weak supports, this Disruptor, this Earth Spirit, even the Pango too. Like most of these heroes are very, very vulnerable to these 2 Fort Spirits early.
Oh, it should be good to get things back in action. Where are we seeing Runic head now? He's going to head down towards the bottom half of the map. Still, of course, a very long road to the Radiance.
And also, I mean, he's heading into Misery's domain, where Misery has been dominating him from the start of the lane, and now he's going to go right back into his face.
True.
That does not seem very nice for him.
And he's still got the Ravage, of course, didn't he? Oh, no, we're watching it top. I mean, was he fully behind the tree when he went for the TP, or did they clearly see him all the time? Did he think he was hidden?
I think he thought he was. I think they clearly saw him. I think they had the angle to see him from. Yeah, like if you look at that kind of angle, I'm pretty sure they had seen him, but that was just weird. That was. I mean, it's gonna hurt.
I think he was just panicking. You know, he's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die." You know, he just sort of attempts for a TP out and hopes for the best, but yeah, they had the
that was with vision toggled, said JJ, so they could absolutely see him. Yeah, and it's actually. At least it's fortunate that Gilgar clicked Mana Burn on him, though, so he didn't actually lose his ultimate, so he died instantly.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably a better situation. That he didn't burn the cooldown of Reincarnate.
Yeah.
He would have been guaranteed dead a second time.
Dude, Gilgar's just got fluffy hats queued up. He's got one and he's got another one queued. I think
Gilgar
really likes the fluffy hat.
I mean, he got 2 last game, right? He got 2 last game.
Am I missing something? Like, why are people buying so many fluffy hats? What the heck?
I mean, it's... If you think about it, right? Let's do a comparison here. So, infused range drop, right, is essentially plus 120 HP for 200.
Well, they're making a move mid, so Stormstormer.
Just some quick maps later. Ravage out onto the 3 of them. Stormstormer's getting protected. They gets the Sunstrike out, but he does go down. Maledict out onto the 2 of them. Cancel and Killermancer in trouble. Tofu keeping them healed up as well with the Voodoo Restoration. Killermancer will tick down to the Maledict. They get a good angle here with the Rolling Thunder, but not quite enough damage, as now they've got to run. Bloodbright down, and 2fix. He's going to get clipped by it as Ace is diving in. Won't continue to chase, though, so our 2fix is going to be able to get out of there.
In a glimpse?
They've got the control. Have they got the damage? Rasmus? Yeah, they certainly do. They'll bring him down. Runic also able to come in with a Wraith Fire Blast, and Impale from Gilgar holds back the Wraith King.
2fix dodged the Sunstrike as well. Runic still trying to chase here. Stun up in 2. They've got Killermancer right behind 2.
See what they can do here. Another great stun from Gilgar, putting a stop to that chase from Killermancer and Runic. It's allowing Tofu to continue to run. Gilgar, Carapace out. They've got 3 heroes after him here, and they will grab him. Glimpse back from a 2fix. As Gilgar, he makes them work for it. Another great stun. But this time around, there's no escape for him, as Gilgar will finally go down.
Decent punchback, at least. They stop the gold lead. They get themselves some nice experience too on their supports, which they much need. And they stop the push. So pretty decent. And now they're looking to actually continue this pressure down here. This seems a little bit ambitious. Yeah, they'll back away. Not bad. And they kill Stormstormer. So they do slow him down a little bit there with that nice ult there from Cancel.
But no, yeah. Let's see if Killamant's he's not got anyone with him. He's not going to be able to set up on this. But no, if you think about it, dude, Fluffy Hat is just a more cost-efficient infused raindrop, right? You know, it's 125.
But it's a slot that you don't. It's a slot though. Like raindrop disappears and it gives you mana regen constantly.
Yeah, but Fluffy Hat, you're also going to be selling and getting half the money back. So it's costing half the price of it. So it's a 50% discount on raindrop. Sure, you don't get any mana regen, but who cares about 0.8 mana regen? It's nothing. And it doesn't burn through. You don't lose it. And, you know, what else is he putting in his slots at the moment? He's been as slot efficient as he can for this stage of the game, you know.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I've just been seeing it so much, like these double fluff. That's really cool. Really interesting stuff going on in this Dota lately.
On mid. Still keeping the pressure on here. Killamant's he's going to turn. Cancel does get the arena down. They've got the Static Storm follow-up onto the two of them. Stormer, he's in trouble. They take him down. They'll also look over towards Tofu. Tofu, can he live with this heal? He cannot. The magnetized damage from Killamant's are enough to take him out. They'll glimpse back Gilga. And they go, and they set up for a third here on this defense. It looks like they may just be able to do so. Spears out from Cancel as burjui, they're holding the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, this trio right here. The triple ultimates on their team just nicely holding every time Stormstormer shows. And there we go. Some space for Runic to farm. He did get pressured out of the lane, actually, though, on the Wraith King. We did see Rasmus laning toward him down bottom and does make him go back to base. But nice hold. Keeping this mid tower alive as long as possible. Now, though, I think this is where it does die. They used all their ults. Stormstormer, he's going to commit forward with alacrity. Yeah, very tough for them to hold this time.
Yeah, this is going to be a very strong push. See how much they want to hang around here. As you say, maybe just trying to slow them down a little bit. Continue to give space for Runic to catch up.
Did you read the Fluffy Hat text, by the way? It's some nice alliteration going on in there.
Fine and functional foppery for the fashion-forward fighter. What on earth is foppery?
I have no idea.
I thought that was something rude.
At first, but then I read foppery. I gotta look it up.
I'm gonna look it up right. What is it? What is foppery?
Foppery. Is it a noun? Okay, effective.
That's not a word.
Excessive concern with one's clothes and appearance. Sorry.
Uka. They're getting taken out there by the combo. Foppery.
Foolish character or action. Interesting.
Never. They just made up that word. I think Valve paid off.
I just found the definition.
Yeah, that. Foppery. Well, anyway, in the river, Gilga. He's on the run. Nice juke here, but he's going to be dragged back. Oh, spear off the mark. Allows Gilga to get the spike carapace off. They're going to have to drop the static storm.
He's just walking away.
He's fine now. No. Little off there with the combo as Gilga's just toying with them. They won't be able to kill him this time.
Okay, well, that was a bit of a miss there by Cancel. The next glimpse,
he's dragged back again. Oh, this time he gets the job done. Cancel. He comes back to rectify his error from earlier and will get the kill. Redeemed.
Definitely redeemed. A little bit of a static storm waste there from Matufix trying to get that kill. So they won't have that for the next 50 seconds, and we'll see how they split themselves up. Still looking to be a little active. It's 15-minute mark coming in. Ace.
Oh, Cancel.
Still got the ult from Cancel.
Oh, he doesn't feel confident. With Ace being as speedy as he is. Killamant's is able to get in and grab that bounty rune.
He looks pretty dead now, though.
He certainly does. So they'll let the kill go the way of Ace. More glory for the Bloodseeker as Ace halfway towards his BKB. Over on the side of burjui, what have we got coming soon? Killamant's has got the Veil done. Very nice for, of course, buffing up the overall output of his team. And Runic is getting the space. 3k towards the Relic. So he's slowly getting himself back in the game here.
Yeah, not too bad. As Gilgar continues to just scout things out, give some information for his team. I mean, Rasmus is... I'm watching him and wondering what he's going to actually build for. Because he is unbelievably
he's got a lot of money.
farmed.
That's true. I mean, he's got the hood queued up, but he may be tempted for something else. Oh, he's going to buy a Vlad's. All right, so it's nothing crazy.
First queued up, and then he switched to hood, and then now he's... Okay.
I mean, Vlad's, yeah, certainly makes sense, right? You're going to have this Bloodseeker going crazy in the fights. That extra bit of lifesteal for him is going to really allow Ace to just continue to fully commit and stay pretty confidently at very high HP.
It's just value. It's armor, it's damage, it's lifesteal, it's the AoE lifesteal too. And Erasmus now at this point, 1835 HP. If he gets glimpsed into Static Storm, like they're not going to kill him in these Static Storms. So he's gonna be tough for them when he does show up. Because they don't really have solutions for him besides just like kiting away from him.
No, for sure. Yeah. And then anytime he's not in the Static Storm, every single Anchor Smash is going to heal him of course a significant chunk of his HP.
Yeah, and he went for the full aggro build. If you see, it's max gush. It's not your 144 build. It's 4 points in that gush. That's -7 armor and a pretty significant amount of burst. As Atu fixed, he'll be found, and here comes that Erasmus. Here comes that Tide.
Yeah, this is a dead disruptor.
Crunch.
And this is, probably with the combination with like Falcon Blade, Bracer, and Vlad's, you have pretty much the perfect amount of sort of mana sustain, right? You know, you're not going to have any mana problems at all now as this Tide with sort of these 3 items in combination.
Yeah, and he one-shots range creeps with his Anchor Smash, which is really nice for the push mid. Cancel with his fresh Desolator can actually have enough damage to set up for Gilgar as also bottom.
Yeah, they're in underneath the tower. They found Stormer. Uka gets the angle for the Rolling Thunder, takes him out. Cast bounces though, going to cause trouble for the 2 of them as Ace takes down Kilomancer. Uka going for the TP out. Rasmus is not going to let him escape. Dropping the Ravage to stop him as they take down the 2 of them. But now, without a doubt, they may be down 5k, but already a much better game from burjui in comparison to what we saw from them in game 1, as they are getting things done.
Yeah, they're applying pressure. They're making that space for Runic, which, you know, if the Pango dies, their Spirit dies, whatever. That's good. They use the Ravage, they force movements down toward bottom, and they set themselves up some kills. That was really good when you are behind like this, when your Wraith King literally can't get involved. So good stuff for them, and he's now going to be able to start getting involved as Radiance is done, and as you previously mentioned, the Veil on the Earth Spirit was done before, so his damage is going to be pretty strong inside the fights with that spell damage.
And for Cancel as well, you know, if he keeps this up, this is going to look very strong. As you mentioned, the good timing on the Deso and his involvement, you know, 6-1 and 2. We saw last game, he really struggled to sort of have an impact on the Void Spirit. This time round, he's fitting in very nicely with his mark.
And look at this, he's invis. They scan Stormer. He gets the pin as well.
The rest of the team is heading over. Stormer will fall before the rest of Smash can get in the area to help turn things around. Gilgar, he's going to open up onto Cancel as Cancel, he's out. See if the rest of burjui can get away. They can't. Kilomance has been ruptured. So they'll lose the 2 of them. But I imagine, the plan there from Hellbear Smash is to connect a little quicker there, as losing Stormer does take away a bit of their pushing potential.
Glyph's still active, or still available for the Dire, so they'll be able to stop this push decently. And they're great. You can have drawing down the lanes. Make sure you can get and push these lanes up as much as you can, so you only just lose a tower. They might be able to get that 20-minute outpost. They're pinging it already. This tower's going to go down. I do believe Hellbear Smashers are going to be able to get it in time.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I see as well, Tofu. He's got the Holy Locket complete. I mean, that, of course, that is some incredible value on these heroes like the Witch Doctor, right? With it provides such sort of heals.
It's really, really nice. And you can just heal your teammate very nicely too from a distance. I love it. Stats on it are good too now. I mean, it's gotten a lot better, and that's the fluffy head buildup. burjui, they've got that Radiance. Runic leading the charge.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Someone called that.
You can
What does Gilgar have? Didn't he spend his gold? Oh, okay, he bought a shard on the Nyx. I was like, he was very close to Blink Dagger on this Nyx. That shard's gonna be, I mean, that'll be nice. The Vendetta with the ganks, with the Sunstrikes. Oh, baby.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They're starting to go ferocious smashes. burjui taking the tier 2 down at the bottom.
They can fight this if they make it in time.
They've still got the strong team. I don't think they're going to be able to move this quick though.
No,
they're smoking now. It's too late. Too late as Smashers just, they do have a solid amount of physical to take Roche down pretty quickly.
They're looking to fight anyway, maybe.
This could be difficult fighting into the Aegis.
They just saw that sentry placed down. The Forge Spirit is hitting the sentry they just placed, so they know they're smoked there.
Cancel. Smoke
Dire's
dispels. He
middle
knows they're in
tower
the
is under
trees.
attack.
He's got to be careful how he initiates. Cancel's still pretty susceptible to just getting burst down if he does just walk in and start it. They have to get a better start rather than him just stepping in.
Now Smasher's still very much ready to go. We got the big
Ooh,
blink dagger on Rasmus now.
That'll be big. Now they can actually start fights on their own accord rather than just charging in with the Nyx Assassin Invis. Burjui, they're going to need this cancel BKB for him to really kick off the fights because it's concerning for him at the moment to just walk in, as we're saying. Starting to get quite a bit more on the map here, Smashers, as Gilger is giving some information. He's scouting, looking for an opportunity for the Sunstrike setup. But Burjui, they're playing together. They're playing cautious.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, maybe down 7k, but again, just much more sensible play here from them in comparison to what we saw in the first game. Making sure that they could do whatever they can to just allow Runic to continue to slowly progress his farm. Gilger is going to try to open up here, over to the side, heading over for Storm up there with the Ravage. It's caught the three of them. They got the follow-up damage though. Uka's trying to roll his way out of it, but the Death Ward and the Maledict, Uka, he's going to take a lot of damage here from these Maledict ticks. Cancel comes in with the arena. Ace, he's in the midst of it. He's standing his ground. The backup's there from Gilger with the Impale onto the two of them. Ace can just stand and continue to rip through them all as he takes down Cancel, takes down Runic the once, and they're going to be able to chase him down and take him down a second time.
Wow. What a great fight. I mean, Gilger just leading the charge, and then that blink dagger. That really just seals the case. The Tidehunter blink. Rasmus jumps in, gets that beautiful Ravage, and then the Vlad's lifesteal. All this little bit of lifesteal. If we just watch that, like Ace, he healed up so much. He actually was about to die, but heals up his entire HP pool because of that as well as his thirst.
Is under attack.
And I guess the healing, you know, the healing from the Witch Doctor can kick in too. I think he got Holy Locketed and healed up too.
Definitely, that was a painful fight for Burjui to lose. They were already, of course, behind.
Yeah.
But they managed to really sort of hold that deficit and not allow anything else to slip away. But a team fight loss like that has, again, knocked them even further down. As Ace
so tough
getting stronger, nearly level 18.
Yeah, he's an absolute beast, and it's so hard to play. You know, Wraith King, he always wants to get Radiance, as we see. He's even got a Grow Bow to make it stronger and all that. But when you're running around with Radiance versus Nyx Assassin, it's a free stun every 10 seconds. He's always able to just carapace you too, and we see that Ravage.
Yeah, I guess the four.
We see the follow up. I mean, Uker bailed out too, so he left his team in the tough spot. Look at Ace dropping so low. I mean, he has the Aegis during all of it, but look at these nice heals, just healing up all those skeletons and everything too.
I'm back in the action. Uka, oh, he's rolling out. He's got the TP going, so we'll manage to get away. Good job he did as well, as he was bleeding out, had been ruptured.
Dire's middle tower is under
Can't believe how
attack.
tanky Nyx Assassin is. I mean, you're right, it's the fluffy hats. Dude, 1400 HP. I mean, I feel like he's just actually really, really strong for just having like boots, it looks like.
That's allowing him to get stun after stun out. Top lane, Stormer. He's coming in with the setup onto Cancel and Killermancer. Popping the BKB so he could just stay committed onto this Mars. Cancel trying to get out with the use of this arena to hold them back. But Ace, he's in. He's running him down into the trees. Cancel. He's got very few places to hide. He's going to try for the TP out, but the overbearing amount of damage there with the Maledict Death Ward means there's no escape for him. Gilger trying to stay on top of Killermancer. Killermancer will get out. Ooh, it hits.
Not quite.
It isn't enough. 13k lead though. These core losses really hurting Burjui as they slip further and further behind.
I mean, Rasmus is an absolute beast. You know, okay, now he's also going to be able to find a counter versus those annoying silencers. He's going to get a BKB as well on the Tide. These fights just not looking to get any easier for the side of Burjui.
Oh, here we go.
Going for him.
They're going to try and burst him, but they got enough though. They haven't. Oh, wait, Uka, careful. Living on the edge there. He did want to go for the TP, but of course aware that Anchor Smash was still hitting pretty hard. He has to opt to roll out of there with the Thunder, and he will make it out. He's able to live another day. Meanwhile, though, Killermancer, he's certainly in a spot of bother here. As there's no moving for him. Gilga does go down. There's going to be a buyback from Killermancer. Ace, he's pretty speedy. Arena's out from Cancel. They managed to trap Ace for now, but of course Ace, he's still got the BKB ready to pop if he feels under threat. He'll pop it now. Continue to push back Cancel. They burst through the Wraith King the once. 2 buybacks now as Atufix looks to rejoin the fray as well. Death Ward rips through Runic's second life as the Wraith King goes down for good. As Atufix and Hookah still having to be cautious how close they get to Ace. As Ace more than ready to run them down if they step outside of their high ground. They won't though. They'll stay high ground and keep themselves away, but they're now down 20k. As that was a pretty painful fight. Both the Mars, Cancel, and Runic just down for 30 seconds. There's no buybacks on any of them now. It's a dieback from Killermancer, dieback from Atufix. They have very little to defend against this.
They can't focus fire any of these targets. Like Ace, he's too fast to really focus, and now he's getting too strong, so he can just turn and fight. And I mean, Rasmus he parks himself every single time in the perfect spot. He absorbs so much damage there, just every single time in the right places. And I love his item build. I mean, it all worked out. The Falcon Blade was great for him to be able to continue pressure, and this Vlad's just has been enabling Ace so much and his team.
Gilga.
And look at this Gilgar already.
Oh, he's on the hunt, and he's found an opening. Uka's out.
Oh, the cast bounces.
23k down. I mean, this game, as you know, you go back 10 minutes ago, and burjui were doing it. As you can see on the graph, it was a very sort of steady increase from Hellbear smashes. It was not getting anywhere near out of control as it did as early as it did in game 1 for burjui. But now it's really kicked in, and we're sort of back to a very similar spot. In terms of the trajectory this lead Hellbear Smashers has, as they did in game 1, as burjui are falling very far behind.
And they still don't even have the BKBs. Both Runic as well as Cancel not quite finishing it. They're trying to make a move on top, Gilgar.
I mean, they're trying to take him out, but the stun to hold back Runic, and Runic caught by the Spike Carapace. Runic, he's dead the once. Cancel's popped the arena, but with the BKB up on Ace, Ace just turns, fights into the face of Cancel. Rasmus comes over with the Ravage onto Atufix. It's 3 dead, make that 4 with Runic about to go down a second time. Uka, the last one left alive. Very little he can do here. He's trying to find something out of this, but he's not going to be able to find anything at all, as he's just got to try and do his best to get out. He's rolling around, doing his best, but it's too much damage. Gilga even able to sidestep the swashbuckle, so even he doesn't fall here, as they lose no one, and burjui lose everything.
The celebratory BKB from Stormer as they lead to the high ground, and there's no way for burjui to hold a clean fights, and just very clean stuff again. Just Hellbear Smashers. They're looking good this game, looking good this series.
Oh, they certainly are. No messing around here from the Smashers. 2 games and 2 very, very large victories here when it comes to sort of the difference in what teams were able to achieve, and it's been pretty much both 30-minute games. Gilga does die, messing around close to the fountain. The rest of the Smashers looking to close it if the tier 4s are down. Now on to the Ancient. Rasmus, he's ready to look for some fun. He's going in onto Atufix. He's able to get the kill. Commits with the BKB. Smashes him out with the Anchor Smash. And as the Ancient will fall, we can expect to see the GG soon. Cancel's trying to put a stop to this, but Ace is just BKBing and ending the game. He's done with this one. There's a smile there on Rasmus as indeed